Tomáš, thanks very much for joining us today. For those who don't know MiddleCap, just tell us a little bit more about the company and the strategy.
MiddleCap is investment holding based in Luxembourg. We have four main arms of the business. The real estate is the largest, but we have also private equity arm, venture capital markets, and advisory. And for the success of the company, it's very important that we are combining the capability of the individual arms and then working together to achieve the goals. For example, the venture capital arm is focused on the startups from the real estate area. The advisory always get involved in our real estate transactions, so we are super smooth in the transactions. Capital markets are supporting with managing the equity. So it's combination of all the capabilities are making MiddleCap successful company.
And are you working across particular sectors or focused on particular sectors, Tomáš, or the whole market?
I think generally also the other arms are focusing on business which is related to real estate. For example, the advisory business advised other real estate companies in the Central European region on transactions more than 1.2 billion euros in the last 3 years. So it's not only transactions of MiddleCap, but also advisory in mergers and acquisitions of other big players in the real estate sector.
And in terms of the development side, obviously a lot of development around office at the moment and a lot of discussion around the future of office. What are you seeing there as a developer? And also, I suppose, what does that mean for you in terms of how you're trying to build future-proof and more resilient real estate?
I was a bit surprised how much everyone is talking about sustainability and technology, because the trend of sustainability and technology arrived already 2-3 years ago. Most of the prime buildings are today BREEAM outstanding. The technology is part of the building which good investment product cannot be without. So we are trying to focus on the elements which are not the typical for other buildings. It's the additional value for well-being of the users of the building, and this is mainly through the design changes and bringing additional quality through the design. Because our sustainable element of the building is on the top of the market, the technology is excellent, so we don't have any problem with that. But what we are bringing additional quality through design, which is, for example, we have natural light in the secondary spaces like staircases and toilets. We have openable windows in all our buildings, which has also health impact because we don't need to use the artificial air from the air conditioning. So people have their choice to open the window and have fresh air. So these are things which seem to be very basic, but from the design perspective and efficiency of the building, it gets quite complex during the design phase. You cannot change it in the later stages. Once the building is not designed in that way, you will never be able to add it in a later stage. And I think this is how we are future-proofing our buildings, because the design from the beginning. And we are delivering Rushmore Street building at the end of this year, and it has all these elements which are helping to fight COVID and the virus.
And Tomáš, in terms of locations, what's driving that for you in terms of office destinations?
We are always trying to go for the prime locations in the cities, because the prime is usually defined by the accessibility of the building. So you have the public transport, you have the concentration of the offices, which makes the area attractive. And we are also trying to be opportunistic, and we are trying to see new coming locations which are not discovered yet, but based on the transport infrastructure and the concentration of other businesses in the area, we are trying to define it in early stage of the area, that this will become the new hub at some point.
Great. Thanks very much for joining us today and sharing your view, Tomáš.
Thank you, Richard.